Got a question on TikTok asking if a tenant gives a notice to the landlord saying that they're going to move out in 2 weeks, can a landlord basically charge for, let's just say, a full 30 days worth of rent? Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord War on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Now, we do run into this situation quite often. It's usually tenants and folks given less than like 30 days notice if they're terminating tenancy. This only really applies for like month-to-month tenancies. Okay, so Civil Code, or California Civil Code 1946, governs the law as to like when landlord and tenant can give notice, and the lease agreement or rental agreement may need to be consulted as well. But the general rule is either the tenant could give a 30-day notice to vacate. Okay, the law says that the tenant will pay for those 30 days basically. So in other words, if you tell your landlord, give them 2 weeks notice that, hey, I'm moving out, the Civil Code basically states that, hey, you're liable for 30 days worth of rent. The rental agreement, and most rental and lease agreements, call for any landlord or tenant could give lawful notice. If a tenant gives notice, they have to provide at least 30 days notice, and a landlord could deduct from the tenant or demand payment for 30 days, even though they say they're going to move out in 14 days, because the law requires that, and most leases do, or rental agreements do as well too. So that's probably misunderstood, but the law and your rental agreement provide the terms of how the parties can end a relationship. Obviously, from the landlord's perspective, landlords might have to give more notice. For example, if a tenant's lived there for 12 months or greater, California Civil Code section 1946.1 requires a landlord to give 60 days notice. That doesn't work. That requirement is not the same for a tenant giving notice to a landlord, and certain landlords are now subject to just cause eviction termination requirements, meaning the landlord can't give just like a blank 60 or 30-day notice to a tenant anymore without having legal costs. So your mileage may vary. You have to make sure that you're not subject to the Tenants Protection Act or some type of local eviction or rent control ordinance, basically, that limits terminations of tenancies. So always good to check in with your local legal counsel. Make sure you're following your rules and regulations. But yeah, I don't see an issue with the landlord charging you for the extra 16 days worth of rent if you moved out in 2 weeks. So folks, if you got comments, questions, put them down below. If you are a landlord in the Northern California area and you're facing a tenant situation and you need help, please feel free to reach out. We might be able to help out. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Thanks.